Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Chris, is it? Is it Chris? Kawai. Okay, Kawai. Kawai. How's everyone? All right? Good. We suppose to have how many students? Let me take a look. We suppose to have 24 students. 24. How many we have? We have 8. Excluding me, it's only 7. I thought I want to send you all a message yesterday, but yesterday was very busy the whole day. Who else? Nora Abida, Noah Kawai, Liana, Chris, Latisha, Akira. Okay. How about the rest? Are they aware that we have class 8 o'clock? Because I thought I want to send initially I planned to send a message through the WhatsApp group. But yesterday, very busy. Lah. Do you have a class before today? Do you have any class before today?
No, doctor.
No. Mean today is the first class. Ah?
Yes.
Is it? Alamak. Oh, you have class, huh? Please, class. Another group have their class. What's the name of the what in the WhatsApp group? What's the name of our group? Huh? Chris, what's the name of our group? In WhatsApp group, I couldn't find the groups. Huh? I have management science section 1. How about section 2? What's the name? MS or whatever. SHAD. SPSD, ah. Oh, this is SPSD. All right. sorry. Okay, I saw. Okay. Oh, 803. When I have my class for section 1, right? We have nearly all by 8 o'clock. No, maybe because I didn't send a message to all of you yesterday. But shouldn't I don't need to send. Right? It's like dah berapa? How many of you join? 13. Separuh lah, half of you. So all of you now is year 4. Year 4, is it? Are you going to are you going to take are you taking or are you enrolled in the PSM1 this semester? Yeah. So you will go for no, it's not so soon. You only will go internship the semester after next. It's 804 already. I thought I want to start lah, but how many of us? 16. Berapa we have in total we have 24 lah. 24, betul eh? Correct, 24. Oh, semua dah mula masuk 19, going to break 20, excluding me is 19. The semester break too short like this time. Yes, how many? For you, it's still okay. You still have how long you all take a break? For lecturer, right? We finish marking final exam paper, meeting, and then before we can sort of like take a rest, then new semester started. And how many at this moment? Okay lah, 20 lah. We start now lah. So good morning again to everyone. So welcome to management science. So most of you, I think most of you, this is the third time that you enroll into my class. Right? So, I leave why you left the meeting. Majority of you, this is the third time, is it? You all were with me on business statistics, then quality management, and then management side. Am I right? Hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah. So in this case, in fact, I know lah. Some of you might feel quite boring lah. Keep on seeing the same lecturer lah. Initially, my plan is original plan was I want to teach business statistics, and then I don't want to teach technology management. I thought I want to teach business statistics untuk marketing. So in the initial timetable, I put that way lah. But in our panel, basically not many number of lecturers is not so many. Like we're still recruiting. So we try to find a part-timer to teach management side, but we fail to find. Maybe because of too short lah. So short notice. So end out I beg to teach management side lah. Okay, so I've been teaching this subject for quite some time lah, but I don't want to teach is because I thought I want to teach new students. So if not, you all will feel, some of you will feel very boring lah. Keep on seeing the same lecturer for the third time. People like Chris, that all of you, I think majority of you betul tak? Most of you, right? That's right, boring tak? Agak boring kan? Betul lah, depan saya Chris always sure will say not boring lah, but behind me, any one of you, this is the first time that you enroll in my class. Anyone? Tak ada ya? No.
Me, doctor.
Siapa? Lee, is it? Lee, you are first time enroll into my class ah? Is it?
Yeah, first time.
First time Lee. Who else? Only
Me
you.
also, doctor. First time.
Kawan, this one, no wonder when I look at your name, that's why I try to think now. Yeah lah, it is the first time lah. Why first time ah? No lah, ask this question, difficult to answer. Alright, so at least have two members, it's the first time lah. Okay, so basically, let's take a look on the course outline first. Course outline, right? What appears on the screen, Chris? Is it a course information? Okay. Who are the two, Lee and Kawa? Is it Kawa?
Yes, doctor. You can call me Hazel also.
Again, I can't hear you clearly.
You can call me Hazel also.
Hazel, all right.
Yeah, Hazel.
Hazel and Lee, basically, this is course information, and then for those that have with me for two subjects, like this is only basically for your information. I'm not really focused on this. These are documents used at higher level. But for the sake of the starting, so I will show you. So basically, this is measurement size SBSD 3103. Unfortunately for me, I'm teaching three sections this semester, but I combine two sections into one. SBSD 3103 section 1 and SHAD 3103 section 1 into 1. And left another section, which is your all. So there are two sections. And this is me. So the rest, I think you know me. And then you have my contact number, you have my email address. Except this one, Heather and Lee. Yeah? All right, okay. And this is my room number. Chris, you still stay in hostel, is it? Chris? Hostel. Chris, as I told you, we me lecturer have a hard time to work out the timetable and subject allocation. So we did in the very last minute. We have a workshop on March 10th of March. We finalize who is going to teach what, something like that. Then during the times, I try to update this course information. And when I reach this box, I try to type my room number. Because previously, I think the couple of semesters back, the subject was taught by a lecturer, the late N.J. Dean. He passed away last few semesters back. So I try to fill in my room number. I start there, I try to think what's my room number. Because it has been so long that I never back to the campus. I'm thinking, hey, is it 030202 or 030302? That is because of the pandemic, COVID-19. Sampai number bilik saya pun terlupa. I have forgotten. So I have to look into my all course information. Then I confirm that, my room is 030202. So in the past 1 year, today 17, right? Exactly 1 year. Since the government declared MCO, right? So in the past 1 year, I think Chris, you all the while you stay in the campus, is it? In 1 year, is it? Almost 1 year, huh? You cut your hair. Have you cut your hair? Yeah, where you cut your hair? January. Okay. So has been 1 year. So in last 1 year, I was just back to the campus for 3 times, I think. 3 times, I think. All right, okay. So measurement size, we have, in total, we have 13 topic. So according to the course information, this will be a presentation, but we're going to discuss that later. Not later today, maybe later subsequently in 1 of the week we're going to discuss. 14, I will not go through in detail now. There's what you need to know here, perhaps, or what you're interested to know. The assessment scheme. We have test 1 and test 2, okay, which is contribute to 10% of the total. Each of the tests contribute 10% to the total. There's unlike statistic and quality management, like statistic and quality management, we have assignments, individual assignment and group project. But for management science, we have projects, and another one is written here is presentation, but not necessary to be accessed via presentation. So I already look at that lah. PL6, PL6 basically saya dah tengok lah. Here PL6 basically is to adopt a team approach when participating in information collection and report writing activity, not necessarily is presentation. So what I will do, I will consider again this few weeks and see what to do. All right. So that's it for course information. 20% for test, which is there will be 2 tests, and then project 30 and presentation 10. my initial thought is the project perhaps will be so like you have the group, but you have every individual member have a different task to do. But when it come to the point number 4, like then you have to combine to one lah. But to be exactly what you need to do, I will brief you later on. Okay, apa yang ada lagi dekat course outline? Buku, is it? Alright. Where's my book? Alright. The last time I back to my office, luckily I brought back all my book. So basically, but I don't think you can see lah. I don't think you can see. This is a book. So the book basically is with the name Introduction to Management Science. But if you understand my lecture note, I think it should be fine. Okay, the book is available in library. If you want, you can try and find. Perhaps it's not edition 2019. The older version will do. Editions 11 will do as well. Okay, now for those that just first time join my class, this is the so-called the master documents. So I will refer to these documents every week. So Hazel and Lee, ada siapa lagi yang first time join my class besides Hazel and Lee? Ada lagi tak? Tak ada kan? Yang lain semua dah boring tengok muka saya kan? Apa semua diam Besides Chris, siapa lagi? Kelas ini saya lupa lah sorry, tengok nama. Siapa lagi ya yang ini semua orang dekat quality management lah semua. Patricia, how are you? Ifan, how are you? Daniel, how are you?
Okay.
Yang itu siapa? Alamak, orang Kedah tu apa nama dia? Orang Kedah yang bukan section ni ya? Alamak, saya tak jumpa nama dia pula. Dulu saya kata itu sama dengan kawan baik saya, tapi saya terlupa nama dia pula. Tak apalah. Okay. So beside Chris yang lain kalau sempat respon lah. So basically this summary is the master document I'm going to use every week, which is my teaching plan, what I'm going to do from today until end of semester. But normally I will go ahead. I will go faster than what I plan normally. Okay, so kalau if you remember dekat course outline, I highlighted there will be 2 tests. So my plan is to have test 1 week 4. Not necessarily on the 7th of April. I will combine your test and section 1. So we need to discuss and find a time that's every one of you arrival. Every one means section 1 and section 2. Then we have a test on week 4. Okay, test 1, test 1 minggu 4 week 4, and then test 2 a week before your mid-semester break. So by saying so means masa mid-semester break semua test dah settle lah, 20% dah settle, alright. So this is test 1 and test 2. I put here project and presentation. My initial thought now perhaps it's not presentation, but I'm going to share with you later. Not later today, as I told you, later perhaps it's on week 4. I'm going to give you the project brief, what you need to do, And that project should be submitted on week 15 means the last week, because this teaching plan, I follow the course information. Mid-sem break, consider 1 week. So we only have 14. So week 15 basically is the last week of the semester, you have to submit your projects. Okay, ini dia. Then, okay, apa yang saya written at here, satu note saya letak QN for window. I will sort of like tell you more on this later on. Tetapi since I written there, like so, in this subject or this module, like we're going to use a software called QN for window. Q stands for quantitative, and M stands for quantitative management. Is it? Oh, quantitative method. M stands for method. Quantitative method for window. Okay. I understand that some of you might not use Windows system. Okay, all right. You use Apple or whatever. So my previous experience, I think you might have difficulty to sort of like install this software into non-window PC or computer. So this is the software that we're going to use in this semester. Siapa yang dengan saya dekat quality management, last semester kita guna Minitab. Minitab itu memang is commercial software lah. So when you want to install Minitab, then you need to pay. So Minitab dia susah sikit. Minitab dia try version pun 3 bulan atau 1 bulan. Then Minitab is a commercial software. Tetapi QN for Windows, you can download easily. It's a software that developed by a publisher person. Then person. So person develop this software, dan you boleh download FOC. Easy lah, very easy. There even is apps yang mobile apps yang you boleh download. So I will explain more on this later on in our slide. Apa dia ni yang dah left the meeting apa? Dia terdengar nak install software, dia dah tinggalkan meeting tak nak continue is it?
Tak.
Ada? Oh, okay. Siapa lagi? Chris, siapa lagi in our class yang biasa saya panggil nama?
Zarifah.
Dan ni Zarifah ada. Zarifah, how are you? Tak ada. Saya nak
Ada, Doktor.
good morning, Zarifah, how are you?
Fine, Doktor. Thank you.
Saya nak cari kawan kita daripada kedai itu, apa nama dia? Bukan section ni lah, mungkin salah section. Iqbal. Iqbal tak ada kan? Iqbal bukan section sini. Bukan Iqbal section 1 lah mungkin Monday saya terlupa pula Iqbal. Iqbal was one of my best friend during my secondary school in Sekolah Menengah Teknik. So okay. Ada soalan sahabat sebelum saya proceed? Saya tunggu satu soalan. No. Oh, is it? Then our class, we have 2 hour class today, not Monday, sorry. Apalah saya, today Wednesday. Wednesday daripada 8 to 10. Then subsequently, kalau ikut timetable, we have another class on tomorrow. Pukul berapa? I cannot remember. 12 to 1. Is it? Or 12 or 11 to 12? Alamak, you
One, Doktor.
sorry, bila? Anissa, bila?
1.
12 to 1. Okay, 12 to 1. So, okay. I thought you were going to ask me, Doctor, are we going to have a class on Thursday? My answer is yes, but not every week. Yes, but not every week. In the management side, I've been teaching management side for quite a few semesters, but this is the first time that I've been teaching online. So the answer is yes. Unlike quality management is combined, but for this case we cannot. So the first question I want to ask is, berapa orang dah join? 22? kurang lagi tolak saya 21. Tiga lagi tak join. So today 10 o'clock ada kelas tak? Lepas pukul 10 yang ada kelas tak? Ya, itu pun tak mahu
Jadi
jawab.
doktor,
Ada. Is it? Yes lah, Jarifah ada, Chris ada. 10 o'clock ya kelas lah. Okay, so my first idea drop lah, so we still stick. Kalau tak ada kita boleh combine, so tak apa. So Thursday class 12 to 1 we still need to have, but not every week. Example, so I'm going to let you know on Wednesday lah. Example, today I'm going to tell you, okay, tomorrow tak ada kelas, okay. Then next week, I would say next week 100% ada lah, sebab next week I got a different plan. I will tell you next week lah, because there are some changes on here. Saya baru dapat info last night, I need to attend something lah. So tak apa. So the answer is yes, we're going to have the class, but not every week. And then I will inform you on Wednesday. Okay, as for week 1 today, there'll be no class tomorrow. Okay. Alright, so alright lah. Di hari ni sebenarnya saya pun ada meeting pukul 10 lah. So today we also can. Ada soalan lain? Senyap sangat lah. Sebab tak biasa dengan pukul 8 ni. Lepas tu dah cuti semester break. Lepas tu ya ni apa? Then sebelum I opening the slide. So before I share the slide first lah. Maybe I share e-learning first lah. E-learning. So whatever sebelum can you go to your section, is it? Alright. Section 2. What appear on your screen now? E-learning, is it? E-learning. So e-learning, this is the e-learning for y'all. Then this is management side. I believe I've uploaded material for the first 3 weeks. So the class, okay, if we have class on Friday, we're going to use the same link. Even though I put here 8 to 10. Initially, I thought want to put Wednesday 8 to 10, Thursday. Anissa berapa? 12 sampai 1 Anissa, is it? Betul lah. Okay, so 12 to 1. But I worry that you are confused lah. And this is the link, and this is the barcode, QR code. Ada orang tanya saya, ini QR code untuk attendance lah. Jangan harap lah, takkan saya upload QR code dekat sana attendance, you dapat attend lah. Okay, ini tak. QR code untuk kelas lah. So, course outline dekat sana. Course outline that I discussed earlier dekat sana. Teaching plan dekat sana, but teaching plan is a document that kita akan tukar daripada semasa ke semasa kan. Okay, so project not yet. Then the material are there up to topic 3 lah. Topic 3 lah. Okay. Now let's start the first chapter. Ada soalan nak tanya sebelum saya start chapter 1? Ada tak?
No, doctor.
No, This is all my quality management student. Tak bagus lah. Tak ada satu orang pun yang tanya saya, Doktor, cuti macam mana, sihat? Nobody ask me, no. This type of student, you see. Semua dapat A tapi tak orang tanya saya, okay tak, sihat tak? Boring lah online class lah. Okay, so introduction to management science. Agak-agak, what do you think management science? Management science, what's the nature of the subject? Basically, we talk about nature of subject. It could be apa maksud nature of subject? Subjek ini macam mana? Subjek ini is a subject that talking about the theory of management, or it's talking about the calculation. Agak-agak apa dia? Why you say calculation? The subject, the name of the subject looks like management, right? Management side. Why you say calculation, Chris? Zarifah, agak-agak ini calculation or theory?
same doktor.
Huh?
Calculation.
Mengapa you tahu calculation tadi, Pak?
Sebab sama juga. Tadi nampak topik more
Oh, jawapan dia tak sama dengan section 1. Section 1 ada satu student dia jawab. Dia kata sebab dia nampak nama saya. Bila dia nampak nama saya, dia tahu subject ni calculation, dia kata. The subject that I taught more the subject calculation, like business statistics, quality management. Okay, tetapi what type of calculation? What calculation? What is the objective of calculation? So why we need to learn calculation management? These are two different group of people, like. Am I right? And they look different. These two group of people, they look different. Why different? Huh? Why different? Why? Oh, okay. So when they work in the office, what type of work that they are doing? They are doing what work? What type the job nature of this group of people? You try to link to the topic of the subject. Dia memang two different group of people, like. So this group of people, dia buat kerja apa? Tak tahu. Inilah jawapan dekat sini mana? Kerja apa? Kerja introduction. Kerja 2. Kerja management atau kerja size. Management. Correct. So kerja dia management. Alamak, saya duduk. Sorry lah. Sebab ada student baru kan. Ada student baru nanti orang student lama tak apalah. Student lama dia orang semua dah tahu tulisan satruk. Student baru sampai tulis lawa sikit kan. Dia first class lah. Nanti dekat belakang ada mak ada bapak dia kata be lecturer tulis satruk sangat. So this is management. How about this? They're doing management job. What type of job they're doing? What type of job they're doing? You pernah belajar dekat satu subjek yang mungkin Dr. Siti Zaleha yang ajar? Mungkin ada yang saya ajar? Ada siapa yang ambil? Operation. Betul. So dia operator. Dia operator. So tetapi lah, jangan tengok gambar, don't look at this gambar and then say, this is operator, no. Not necessarily that people wearing this type of uniform are operator. You know, when I was in Hitachi, I also wear this type of uniform, no. Same thing. I miss. Dulu kerja Hitachi, I wear this type of uniform. Why I like is because the uniform is FOC lah, tak payah beli kan. Dia tak macam dekat UTM example. UTM, I have to buy and then I must make sure that I do wear the same shirt. Right? So dekat Hitachi tak apalah, setiap hari pakai baju yang sama pun tak apa. Correct? You tak cuci baju, tak rontau lah. Okay, so that is, don't look at the uniform and then talk the operator. Some of the factory in Japanese company, even my boss also wearing this type of uniform. So that's why I put another gambar dekat sini lah. This operator. Okay. So what is the main difference? Or what is the main difference? Okay. Or what are the differences? Or what is the main difference between management staff and operator? Dari segi job nature dia, dari segi kerja dia. In terms of job nature, the nature of the job what is the main difference or what are the differences antara management staff dan operator? Apa perbezaan dia? Kerja yang dia orang buat itu apa beza dia? Tak ada perbezaan. Gaji siapa yang lebih tinggi agak-agak? Anissa, gaji siapa yang lebih tinggi? Management atau operator?
Management.
Management gaji tinggi sikit. Tak fair kan? Apa management pakai lawa-lawa tak? Yang section 1 student ada kata perbezaan antara management staff dengan operator ialah operator dia buat kerja setiap hari, management staff tak buat kerja dia macam tu lah. So gaji dia tinggi sikit, gaji ni okay lah tapi rendah sikit. Kenapa kan? Tak fair kan? Why? Why gaji for management staff is higher than operator? Why? Because they are different in terms of job nature. Okay. So agak-agak apa perbezaan yang paling jelas antara management staff dan operator?
Kalau management ni scope dia banyak. Operators dia kerja dia sikit dan sama je.
Oh, betul Alisa, sama. Yang perkataan sama itu yang I like. Sama apa maksud sama like this. Now, if I'm the operator, so if I kerja pukul 7, I still remember in my old day, the first shift operator 7 sampai 3 PM. So daripada 7 to 3 PM, if I'm the operator, what I'm doing the same type of job. So katakan saya buat kerja apa? Kerja I insert a component into another component lah. Into another component example. I insert this component here. I put this thing into here. My job is insert this component A into a bigger component B. So I'm doing the same job from 7 until 3. Kerja sama. Yes, what Anissa mentions earlier on. Dan operator ini, kita dah belajar dekat quality management in order for them to make sure that the quality of job is good. Cara dia buat kerja, they will always follow to the procedure. Procedure step 1 kata, take component A. Step 2, insert A to B. Step 3, make sure the positions of A is correct. Done. So from 7 to 3, if I'm the operator, I will doing the same thing, I will repeat the same activity from 7 to 3. This is operator. Okay. So if example, I done step 1. Saya dah ambil component A, I insert component A to B, tetapi something wrong with component A. Component A supposed to be something like this. But I found that this component, one of the corner broken. What I going to do? What should I do? Okay, but I must make sure that ada tak tulis dekat sini? Ada tak dia tulis dekat sini? If component broken, then do this. Kalau there's no, this is called instructions. If not written in the instruction, katakan saya jumpa satu yang tak bagus, rejected. Saya perlu tengok instruction ada tak beritahu saya what I need to do next. Kalau ada, I follow lah. Kalau tak ada, as an operator saya tak akan pandai-pandai. Sebab apa? Sebab gaji saya rendah kan. I just follow instruction. I found a piece of component A broken, and in the instruction does not tell me what I should do. So what I'm supposed to do, I must bring a component. You see the management staff ask them to make a what? Make a what? Make a what? They must make a bukan changes. Decision, correct. They must make a decision. They must make a decision on whether should we accept or reject the part. I try to link the story to quality management, but people like Heather and Lee and whoever that did not belum ambil quality management tak apalah. So the big difference, the main difference between management staff and operator is management staff dia juga ada routine job, dia ada kerja yang rutin macam operator. Okay, checking document, checking report, dia ada routine je. But one of the key difference between management and operator and management staff is management staff involved in the process of making decision. Making decision, do you think is easy or is it a tough job? Senang tak nak make the decisions? Is it easy?
No.
Not easy, yeah? Why not easy? Why
Wrong
not easy?
making can cause a lot of damage.
Daniel, apa dia? Sorry?
One wrong decision can cause a lot of damage.
Yes. If you make a wrong decision, not only cost, but you will lose the job. No, you will ask to leave the company. dangerous, right? Making a decision. So decision making basically is a very tough process. Not only in the company lah. Thing will make you hate that is decision making. Life will become very peaceful if there's no alternative now. Life will become very peaceful. Life will become very complicated when you're alternative. People like Chris, right? Example Chris, right? Chris is okay. Sebab I know if I make you a Chris dia tak akan marah lah. Example Chris, dia ada 3 girlfriend. Dia ada girlfriend 1, girlfriend 2, girlfriend 3. Oh, sakit kepala. 3, Maybe in reality, Chris have more lah. But I just give example. Chris, how many? But I know you ask. I know you have many lah, Chris. Hey, Chris, okay lah. Use. So you see, why? Because Chris ada alternative. Then dia belum buat decisions. Then it got difficulty lah. Okay. People like Daniel, dia bagus. Dia orang yang bagus lah. Dia hanya satu saja. Dia stick pada satu saja. This is the one and this is the only one. Sebab dia tak ada alternatif, dia tak payah buat decision, memang ikut saja dua orang ni. Dari sini, daripada sekarang sampai selama-lamanya kan. So dia tak ada masalah. So that is the decision making is a very tough process. Okay. So and management size is sort of like a scientific method. Why science? A scientific. We use a scientific and very logical methods to make decisions. To make a decisions for a problems that we face in the industry, in the manufacturing environment, and in the service environment. So this is what management side lah. Okay, so this is what management side. Why lah? Dia dah lompat daripada sini. Okay. So recap lah. Management side basically is a scientific or logical method untuk buat decision making. Apa maksud scientific logical nanti ya? Right, okay. I forgot to do something. Like, okay, I will start. I forgot to press the record button lah. Sebab dekat, I think when in your quality management feedback that you given to me, like, ramai juga yang minta saya record. Memang saya dekat, I have pre-recorded video for quality management, but most of the time I didn't record the lecture lah. Okay, so, okay, I record now. So basically, to summarize what we discussed earlier, so what is management science? Management science basically is, look at the theoretical part. Ada record kan? Ada, okay, good. So basically management science is a scientific, the science here referring to a scientific. It's a scientific method that apply or use or adopt or adapt to solve management problem. Then why is a problem in the management field? It's because if you are work in the management, you are dealing with management staff, you are working as a management staff. So definitely it comes to a certain point, you need to make decisions. Not the decision of like Chris, which girlfriend to go for, but there are many types of decisions that I'm going to take you through. So slide ini, apa yang tahu, you need to know basically is what's management side. Management side is a logical approach. A scientific approach means a very, very logical approach. Okay, that apply untuk menyelesaikan masalah dekat perusahaan management. And masalah itu biasanya melibatkan decision making. So it's a science, it's a method for you to make a decision. Okay, so I'm not going to read the sentence. This is not my style. You can read by own. Okay, so when we say systematic, scientific, systematic, logical, what does it mean by scientific? What do you mean by logical? Okay, so this is so-called a logical approach in problem solving. So sebenarnya kan, Siapa? Darifah. Ada tak cara avoid kita come to the situation yang perlu buat decision? Ada tak? Faham soalan saya tak? Darifah?
Macam mana doktor?
Saya dah kata dunia ni boring. Sebab apa? Sebab kita perlu buat decision kan. Setiap hari perlu buat decision. Betul tak? Dia perlu buat decision. Hari ni pagi perlu buat decision pukul berapa you perlu wake up supaya you tak akan lambat untuk kelas saya. Every day you have to make decision. No? Ada tak cara yang boleh buat kita setiap hari tu tak perlu buat decision? Ada tak? Soalan yang paling sikit. Ada tak? Ada kan? Ada. Cara dia?
Ada.
Apa cara dia? Kita tutup mata setiap hari lah. Apa yang berlaku tak nak tengok, tutup mata. If you close your eye, then there's no problem. When you open your eye, then problem will be there. Therefore, in order for you to identify the problem, you need to observe. You close your eye, then there will be no problem lah. You have to observe lah. You have to observe. Observe. Siapa yang dah attend quality management saya pernah cerita, I explained before, I said that when I was at Hitachi from 8 to 12 p.m., the Japanese boss would not allow us to sit in the office. They want us to walk around. Chris, you remember this story? Yeah, so we walk around the shop floor. Why they sort of like apply or use this approach? Why they want all the management staff to work around the shop floor, go to the machine, go to the operator, go to the assembly line? It's because they want us to observe the operations, because by observing, then you know, oh, this is a problem. Oh, this is a problem. Example, Chris had three girlfriends. So he said that, hey, Dr. Tan, can you help me to make a decision which girlfriend that I should choose? So the first thing Chris must bring me out together with all the three girlfriends. Then I can observe the attitude, the way they talk, the way that they deal with me. From there on, you can make a decision. So dekat langkah pertama untuk decision making, you must observe. Then you must know the purpose of observing is to identify the problem. We want to prevent problem from happening, right? So we must define the problem. Okay, so this is normal. Ini bukan saja, this not only apply in management side. This is a very general approach. In our life, dekat mana-mana, the same thing, observe, define the problem. So what is management side? Management side is masalah Chris. Masalah Chris is ada 3 girlfriend. Girlfriend 1, girlfriend 2. Tetapi Chris, 3 girlfriend, any problem? What's the problem of having 3 girlfriend? Chris? But that is the objective. That one, choose one is the objective, not the problem. 3 girlfriend, tak ada masalah kan? Chris every day very happy lah. What's the problem? No problem. Oh, alamak, bahaya Chris. Chris yang orang yang paling bahaya dalam kelas ini kan. Dia kata 3 girlfriend tak ada problem. Alamak. Okay. Ada problem. Example money. Oh, you need to spend a lot of money, no? You need to spend a lot of money. Every day you need to go different places, different money. You need to spend a lot of money. And then beside money, time, right? You need to, we have 24 hours per day, you sleep 10 hours, you left 14, then you need to research some type of study, for assignment, tutorial. How many time can spend? So what are these? These are the limitation, the constraint you have left. Okay. So management side is talking about we are converting this problem. Kita tukar problem ini kepada satu model. What model? Agak-agak model apa? Model, what type of model? Programming? Ya, ini yang canggih dia lah. Ini canggih. Dia daripada masalah, segala sebab tak problem, we convert the problem into a model. And this model is what model? Math enough lah. Mathematical model. Oh. What is mathematical model? Oh, you dah belajar. So you're going to apply something that you learned before. What you learned before? You learn business tech with me. And then you learn business mathematics with, I don't know, maybe Cik Noliza. Is it Cik Noliza? No. You can't remember your business mathematics lecturer, is it? Chris, who was your business mathematics lecturer? Ah. Oh, I feel very sad. This thing will happen on me as well. Nanti lagi 1 tahun katanya, Chris, who is your QM and quality management lecturer? I can't remember his name. Siapa? Siapa yang business mathematics lecturer you? Siapa yang ingat?
Dr. Azmi.
Oh, no, Azmi.
Azmirul. Azmirul.
Oh, Dr. Azmirul. Oh, I thought Azmi. Oh, Azmirul. Oh, Azmirul. Azmirul dah join ya? Dah lama dia join, ya ke? Dia lecturer baru lah. Oh, is it? Okay, good. Dr. Azmirul. Okay, Dr. Azmirul. And then business stats have you with me lah. Okay. Then we convert this into a business mathematics. We convert this into a mathematical model. Kita akan apply what you learn from business mathematics and business statistics. And then you're going to solve. You're going to solve the model. You're going to solve the model guna dua method. Satu, we say, how should I write? Manual calculation. Okay, manual calculation. You're going to solve using manual calculation. Another one is you're going to solve using, put computer software. And this computer software that we're going to use is QM for Windows. Okay. Then implement. Tetapi, so far is it clear? So management style is a logical scientific approach in problem solving. Apa yang maksudnya scientific? Scientific ialah understand the problem, convert the problem into a mathematical model, and solve the problem in order to make a decision. So tadi Danny ada sebut kan yang bahaya kalau mana? Sini kan Danny ada sebut kalau decision making is a very difficult process. Kalau you salah buat decisions, not only money, it will maybe be terminated or whatever, right? So the good thing of management side is you're making a decision based on a scientific approach. You're using a mathematical model to make a decision. If your decisions that you propose is not accurate, it's not your fault lah. It's something wrong with the model lah. So to the extent that you're making the decision based on a logical process, through a logical process. You're not making a decision. You're not make a decision or you pick something that pluck from the tree. Oh, this is what I want to do. So by saying that, if company that try to question why you might make that decision, the chance of being terminated is lower. Okay. Now you see, walaupun prosesnya 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tetapi in fact in management science, warna apa? Hijau mana? Ini hijau, I agree. In management side, kita tak akan look into how to observe the problem. We're not going to look into how to define the problem. In fact, in management side, we only focus on these two. We're going to talk about macam mana how to convert a problem into a mathematical model. Okay, atau pendek kata, this problem basically is in writing in words lah. How to convert satu masalah yang ditulis dalam bentuk perkataan, then kita convert kepada mathematical model, and then subsequently we solve it. Okay, ada soalan sebelum saya continue? Senyapnya. Semua dah tertidur. I miss face-to-face class lah. Okay, faham? Sure faham ke? Tapi saya worry tak faham. Therefore, let's take apa yang next lah. Ini boleh baca lah. Ini semua saya dah sebut lah. Observation, identify the problem kan. Itu yang Zarifah lah kata kan. Kalau kita nak hidup senang kan, tutup mata setiap hari. WhatsApp daripada Dr. Tan jangan tengok. Tutup mata. Kalau you tengok nanti ada masalah. Perlu buat decision. Siapa WhatsApp pun jangan tengok lah. But that is not the line that we should go lah. So, in order that they provide must observe, then define the problem, then model. What model? What model? Tadi saya dah sebut, what model is that? Yes. Max model. Okay, max model lah. Yang something you learn from Dr. Azmiro, very young lecturer. And then build statistic ideas from Dr. Siti Rama, or from me, or from Dr. Ahmad Yusof lah. Okay. Then it's a mathematical model. Okay, now there are my style. I didn't know. I do like students to memorize. Tetapi for this time, no choice. There are two terms that I want you to memorize now, because if not, you don't understand what I try to tell you later on. So model ini, when I say this mathematical model make up of numbers of mathematical equations lah, equation or equality lah. Okay, so this model, structure untuk model ini the structure for this model make up of three components. Maksudnya model ini terdiri daripada 3 komponen yang penting. Okay, which is the model must have something called decision variable. Model ini must have the decision variable. Model ini must have objective functions. And model ini must have a constraint. Okay. Okay, so this slide what I try to tell you is basically model, mathematical model ini dia bukan sengaja model. The model yang lengkap, okay, must make up of 3 components. The model must have a decision variable. The model must have the objective functions and a constraint. Tiga. Kalau saya nak explain 3 ini guna perkataan sampai tengah hari pun tak faham. So let's take a look on a very simple example. Okay, saya dah apalah, alamak. Memang tercover one of the important statement there. Then the model we develop, ini sebenarnya saya dah sebut tadi lah. The model develop, we're going to solve either we're going to use a technique that we're going to learn in this module. We're going to solve using a technique that we use in this module manually, or you're going to solve using QM for Windows. Okay. Then implement the model. So just like what I told you earlier, in management side, we're only focusing on these 2 activity or these 2 steps. How to convert a problem into the model. Dan model ni mesti ada 3 komponen, and how to solve the model. So topik modul ini pun tak susah kan. Daripada 5 langkah, we only going to discuss 2 lah. So as I told you earlier lah, so for you to, in order to give you a better understanding tadi yang itu semua teori lah. So let's start with a very simple example. Simple example. This example is really very simple, super simple. I don't know whether grammar correct. Super simple. It's an example yang saya nak tunjuk untuk membantu you boleh faham apa dia management side. Jangan harap saya akan tanya soalan macam ini dekat test atau final. Ini soalan yang terlalu simple lah. So okay, so I'm saying that step pertama, what we need to do in management side is understand a problem that given to you, and then most likely problem itu dalam bentuk perkataan. Then langkah pertama. Langkah kedua, you need to convert the problem into a mathematical model, and this model must have 3 components: decision variable, objective functions, and constraint. Then seterusnya you try to solve the model. So I give you a simple example, then you have a better understanding. Am I going too far?
No.
No, then I speed up lah. I speed up. I dumb up, I speed. No. No lah. People like who has at least still not used to me lah. Okay, so walaupun saya kata tadi, saya kata apa tadi? Banyak saya kata, salah satu yang saya sebut tadi ialah management science hanya involve 2 step ini. Model development and solution, tetapi untuk develop model kita perlu understand the problem. You no need to define the problem. To be more practical lah, maksudnya bila exam, bila test, the problem given to you, then you read the problem, then you try to convert the problem into the model. Okay, example, dah banyak kali sebut example. Okay, this is example of step 1 here. A problem given to you. This problem given to you, and this problem basically is in the bentuk perkataan lah. This is a problem. We have observed production with production of what? Saya lupa. Okay, steel products. Saya perlu baca lah. Business firm dia make business. Baca sendiri lah. Yang ini product cost dia, ini product selling dia, product require dia, some blah. Tadi kan saya kata, okay, dah lah. So langkah kedua basically, you dah baca kan? Langkah kedua, I want to develop the model. Tadi saya ada sebut kan, develop the model ada berapa komponen? We start with the first component, decision variable. Okay, decision variable. Then, saya tengah cari sampai pen, sorry. Saya tersalah pegang pen. Okay, the first thing we want to find the decision variable. Which is the decision variable? Mana satu decision variable? What decision that need to be made for this problem? Dah baca kan? Pergi kilang tengok, ini dah tengok satu hari, kilang ini dia buat dan dia jual steel product. Tanya bos, cost nak buat produk ni berapa? RM5. Lepas bla 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 jual 20. Produk ni buat daripada apa? Daripada steel. Dia perlu 4. Quantity of material 4. Then tanya bos, dekat store ni ada berapa quantity? Store ada simpan steel dekat store, ada berapa? 100. Okay. Then problem. The problem is nak menentukan, determine the number of unit to produce to make the most profit given the limited amount of steel available. So the problem is nak tahu kan how to, what is the problem? What is the decision you need to make? What is the decision you need to make first? Someone please. Decision to make. You perlu buat decision, apa decision yang perlu make? To produce. This is the decision you need to make, right? Right? Betul kan? Ini yang decision kita perlu buat kan? So the decision variable is example as well as X equal to number of unit to produce. Mungkin tak berapa bagus number unit of steel product lah to produce lah. So ada langkah pertama decision variable ialah what you need to decide. What is the variable that you need to decide? In this case, it's a very simple example, hanya satu. Okay, tetapi kita in management side kita akan belajar 1, 2, 3 sampai 6, 8 tu ada. Banyak variable yang kita akan belajar lah. So in this case simple. The variable that you need to decide is how many or the number of unit. Okay. Okay, number of unit of steel product to produce. Okay. What is the second component that you need to do for this for a model? Objective function. Am I right? Objective function, Okay, correct. So objective, what is it? Oh no, you didn't, you're not with me, is it? Here. Decision variable kita dah siap. Where's my pen? Okay. Decision variable kita dah siap. Now I want to go to objective function. Then later on constraint. Okay, now. What is the objective of this scenario? Memang ask a general question. I think some of you maybe are dealing with online sale, you're doing business, online business, right? Your maybe a parent, your brother, your sister doing involved in business. What is the purpose of making business? Doing business, what is the main purpose? What you want?
Make profit.
Make profit.
Yes. Make profit. You want to make profit, and then you want to profit. You want to the highest the better, the lower the better. Maximize the profit, like another objective of cost. This one I should write profit lah. Don't write money. Profit. You want to maximize the profit, or you want to minimize the cost. There's no other objective of running a business. Don't tell me, if one day Chris tell me that, Doctor, I'm doing a business because I want to take care of the society. I don't believe, Chris. I don't believe. A businessman, people that involve in business, these are the ultimate objective. Perhaps Chris want to do some activity to help the society in Taman University, but at the end of the day, it's also because he hope to generate more profit. So this is the same as management science. In management science, the objective of this scenario is either you want to maximize the profit or you want to minimize the cost. So in this case, the objective is want to maximize the profit. Okay. Maximize the profit sebenarnya tak ada masalah kan. Means example, kalau saya nak maximizekan profit, how many quantity I need to produce? Produce lah, banyak berapa produce. You just produce because the quantity, you produce more quantity, you're going to have higher profit. Power tak boleh sebab kita ada constraint lah. We go to profit objective function first. So example, objective function is profit. So maximize profit. Saya wakil, I use Z to represent profit. Macam mana nak kira profit? Macam mana nak kira profit? From the scenario given here, you told me you learned from Dr. Admiro, no? You must know. Profit equal to, if daripada problem yang kita ada dekat sini, profit, how to calculate profit? Aizat dah left the meeting. Dia boring dengan calculation, is it? Sell minus cost. So how should I do? Sell is 20. Then minus 5. Is it? Tadi. Tapi this is the profit for one unit now. So for every single unit that I produce, the profit equal to am I right? Yeah. So you see, I apply the variable that tadi Sada developed. Okay, 20x minus 5x. I want to maximize this. Okay, maximizing this sebenarnya tak susah kan, saya produce banyak lah. Tapi berapa banyak yang saya perlu produce? Dalam dunia ini, benda yang buat kita susah ialah constraint lah. Constraint yang buat kita susah. Ketiga, constraint. Example tadi kan, mana yang saya kata Chris ada 3 girlfriend? Ini, kalau Chris, dia memang dah billionaire lah, setiap bulan interest generate berapa many many investments, good return, money tak ada problem. Dan kalau Chris can control times, not only 24 hour, then tak ada masalah. Tapi masalah is everyone, the way is very, very fair. Regardless who are you only have 24 hour. So these are the constraints that make Chris tak boleh entertain 3 girlfriend. So constraint is the one that make our life difficult lah. Example, kalau boleh, why you need to study 4 years? Why you don't study 1 year and then get your degree and then start work? Because there's a constraint. Okay, so constraint is a problem in your life lah. Okay, so why I keep on looking at my watch? Because there's a constraint. I have another meeting later on. So what is the constraint in this scenario? Tak ada constraint, ada tak? Tolonglah, jawab. Yes, Lee. Lee, what is the constraint, Lee?
Time.
Time, not time. There's no time here. And then what's the constraint here?
You need to fully utilize 100 pounds. Okay.
Yeah, here is the constraint. Constraint is the company in the store, in the store lah. Okay, in the store is only have 100 pounds still. Dia tak boleh buat lebih daripada ini. So the constraint is 100 pounds. Tetapi 100 pounds, how I going to convert this 100 pounds into the mathematical model? This is one of the mathematical model. I forgot to mention mathematical model. How are you going to convert this into a mathematical model? Yes, 100 pounds. What cannot be more than 100 pounds? What is that? I want to use X. Means, kalau saya buat 1 unit X, I need to use 4 pounds still. So, mean is 4X. Okay, I think, Chris, you're right. It should be like this, should be like this, should be like this, should be like this, should be like this. Maksudnya, the number of units to produce kali dengan 4, dia tak boleh lebih daripada 100. Kalau dia lebih, tak jadi sebab saya tak ada material dekat store lah. Paling banyak pun 100. This is a better one. This is a better one. Dalam note, kita tulis equal lah. Equal maksudnya, for the starting, saya nak introduce you what is management science, so I use equal. But Chris already jump one step lah. So okay. So this is a constraint. So kita dah lah. Kita dah develop mathematical model. Sini. So as I mentioned, ada 3 komponen dalam satu model. Decision variable, objective function, constraint. Dan decision variable perlu define X. What is the decision that you need to make? Then objective functions for our case is only maximize profit or minimize cost. There are no other objective functions. And then constraint, kita hanya discuss one constraint, which is the material. In the previous example. Tetapi when you come to a real scenario, you have example labor, you have time constraint, you have management constraint. So the constraint will be more. Okay, dah. So kita dah develop model dia. Mana model dia? Okay, kita dah develop model dia. So ini model dia. Ini yang tadi saya sebut semua lah. Okay. Dia guna equal lah, tak apa. Sebab starting kan kita guna equal lah. Untuk senang faham lah, equal. Then this is the model. Saya dah siap langkah 2, develop the model. Model dah develop. So the next thing I need to do is I need to come up with the solutions. Bila you ambil business statistik kan? Semester 1, bukan business statistik. Business mathematics. Semester 1 is it? Boring gila lah kelas ni. Tak ada orang. Yeah.
Yes.
Jangan tipu Chris lah. Saya dah dengar suara Chris 3 semester lah. Orang lain jawab. So basically, okay, lama sangat lah. I don't want to challenge you. So basically, you can solve the You can solve this easily, like you can solve this easily. How to solve this? Here, like erase. Lee and this Ezra, why you did put business statistics? You're not in my class. You were not in my class, is it?
No,
Who was the lecturer of business statistics?
I forget her name.
Dr. Siti Rama.
Yeah. Thursday.
Ini same thing lah. Couple of semester later, I asked who is the lecturer of this management side? I forgot the name. Okay, so here you can
Normally
stop.
call her Dr. Ati.
Dr. Ati,
Don't know
correct.
the
Dr.
full
Ati
name.
lah. Dr. Ati, exactly. Lee, same thing. Dr. Ati. Lee dah pergi mana?
Same. Dr. Ati.
Same. 4x equal to 100. So x equal to 25. Ini yang senang lah. Ini jangan harap ini akan tanya dalam management science. Tak akan tanya ini untuk example saja. Lepas tu ganti yang X ini masuk sini. Dia akan dapat profit dia. So this solution is easy lah. This solution, see, you can get the easily. So you will say, oh, okay, buat 25 unit dan profit dia 375. So like you apply something that very similar to management science. You dah convert masalah dekat manufacturing dalam bentuk perkataan kepada formula, and then you solve the formula, and then you make a decision. The decision is produce 25 unit, then the profit will be 375. Tetapi this is the very simple and easy solution lah. Dan besides using manual calculation, we also can use graph to solve the management side problem or linear programming problem to be management side problem. However, if graph like tadi we only have one variable like the number unit of product to produce. Okay, if graph is applicable if you have two variables. We're going to talk about this on week 4. Tetapi if you have more than two graph, we're going to talk about how to generate graph manually and also using QM window in week 4 lah. Okay. Then we're also going to learn how to apply QM window not only graph on week 5. Then example, you have more than two variables. Then how to plot graph? Tak boleh kan? Are you going to plot a graph like this? A 3D graph? Tak boleh kan? Susah. So you're going to use different method. Alright. Ada soalan siapa? Tak ada? Kalau Chris tak jawab, orang lain pun tak jawab. Zarifah, clear?
Ya, doktor.
Clear dah, faham? So far faham?
Faham?
Lepas tu siapa lagi? Anissa faham? Anissa? Daniel, faham Daniel?
Okay, doktor.
Okay okay, good. So now satu lagi yang kita belum cerita. Kita dah cerita yang ni. We talk about this. Tetapi what are the technique we're going to use? Because I was telling you that jangan harap you're going to use this method. No, you're not going to use this method. What are the problem you want to solve and what method you're going to use? We don't answer. So what are the problem you want to solve? What are the problem that you want to solve in this management environment? What are the decisions that we're going to talk about in this chapter, or not chapter lah, this module lah. Okay, ini dia. Ini yang kita nak cerita. Ini yang kita nak cover dalam 14 minggu. These are the scenario that we want to explore lah, how to solve the problem lah. Kita go through one by one. First problem is talking about production planning. Saya tengah cerita apa tau? Saya tengah cerita, tadi saya kata, management science is a scientific approach for problem solving in order to make a decision. Okay, I don't like to talk empty. So management science is a scientific approach. Scientific approach itu saya ada cerita tau. Cerita dah panjang tadi. Saya dah go through one by. Ini dia scientific approach. Okay ya. Tapi satu lagi, satu benda yang belum saya cerita ialah solving management problem. What type problem yang kita ada dekat management? So these are the problem that we're going to have. We're going to discuss lah. Problem yang pertama kita panggil bukan production planning lah, dia panggil apa? Product mix. Okay, product mix apa maksud dia? What are these? What are these? Okay, right. Jangan 8 lah. 4 dah cukup. Kita ignore ini ya. Kita ignore ini. Katakan yang kek ini saya jual RM20. Kata yang ini saya jual 35, ini saya jual 28 dan ini saya jual 22. So, siapa saya nak tanya? Chris, if I want to maximize my profit, like which cake that I should produce more quantity? Huh? I want to maximize my profit now. Is it? Zarifah? Kalau saya nak maximize profit, kek mana satu yang saya perlu buat paling banyak?
B.
B ya? Okay, Anissa? Anissa dah pergi beli kek atau dah tengah buat kek? Tak apa answer. Okay, biasa kita akan dengan B, tetapi tak semesti. So that is one of the problem that we want to address. Means you need to make a decisions on. You have more than one product. This is a product mix. You have mix of product A, B, C, D. Dia guna ingredient yang sama tau. Dan orang yang buat kek ini orang yang sama. You have to decide kan untuk maximize profit. Berapa quantity of cake A, berapa quantity of cake B, C, D you need to make in order to maximize your profit. It's not just based on the selling price, not necessary. Perhaps you need to make other model of cake more than this one. So this is the first thing that we want to learn in management science. Product mix using linear programming. We will talk about next week. So this is product mix. Product mix is satu masalah yang kita nak selesai atau there's a decisions that we need to make in the company that it's very common. Now most of the company have more than one product. So if you need to apply management science teknik yang kita panggil itu yang teknik linear programming untuk menyelesaikan masalah dari segi membuat decisions berapa quantity of cake that I should produce for model A, B, C, D in order for the company to maximize the profit. So this is product mix. Then module ini juga akan cover macam ini. Example ini kedai kek Chris. Chris ada satu factory cake dekat JB. Ada satu factory cake dekat KL. Lepas tu dia ada outlet dia dekat banyak tempat lah. Outlet example dekat Melaka, dia ada outlet dekat Terengganu, dekat Pahang, dekat Kelantan lah. Example lah. Ada lagi banyak outlet lah. So sebab ni outlet dia tak buat kek kan. Kek dia buat dekat kilang. So example lah. So Chris dia perlu hantar kek daripada JB kepada Melaka, Terengganu, Pahang, Kelantan. Kilang dekat KL also need to send to but the transportation cost from JB to Melaka example lah, satu kek ini RM2 dan ini RM3 example lah. So we're going to learn in management science that we call a transportation model. Model ini dia akan So like help us to make a decision berapa quantity of cake that I should send from JB to Melaka, berapa I should send from JB to Terengganu, or outlet dekat Melaka dia perlu terima berapa quantity of cake daripada JB, berapa quantity daripada KL supaya the transportation cost is minimum. This is the subsequent chapter that we're going to talk, maybe it's week 6. Week 6. Okay. Oh, saya ada gambar itu. Alamak. Okay, erase this one. Something like this. Okay, mampu susah-susah, I go and draw lah. Okay, something like this. So I want to know how many quantity should I deliver from each supply to each demand. We will talk about more detail in chapter 6, I think, or week 6. Then another problem dekat management yang kita nak selesaikan yang ada gambar tak? Ada, okay. Job lah, tak suka job lah. Okay lah, ada kerja. You ada example. You ada kerja 1, 2, 3. Ini mungkin nak repair machine 1. Nak tukar assembly line. Nak buat toilet, example. Lepas tu you ada contractor, example. Ada contractor 1, contractor 2, contractor 3. Dan contractor ini quotation dia, example. Ini quotation dia. Okay. Dan satu contractor you nak assign satu job saja. Dia tak boleh satu contractor assign 2 job. So kita akan belajar satu model that we call assignment model. Assignment model is to assign jobs to the contractor in order to minimize cost. Ini bersama to assign material delivery quantity from supply to demand to minimize cost. Very practical, I tell you, very practical. So kita dah cerita yang ini, mixed product transportation, dan kita dah cerita assignment. Yang ini queuing theory. Queuing theory kan, biasa if we go to hypermarkets, you will see that people queuing long queue lah, long queue, people queuing long queue. Long queue, then perhaps if you are the management, you are the manager there, what are you going to do? Are you going to open another counter? You open another counter sebab queue panjang. Are you going to open another counter? Oh, another thing is this is there's one cashier there, long queue. Why don't you add another? You ask another staff berdiri tepi cashier untuk tolong cashier ini untuk speed up the process. There are 2 options: open new counter or assign additional operator to the counter to help the cashier. Ada option A, option B. Apa yang nak buat supaya minimize the cost? This is also a very practical solution, a practical problem lah. Then investment. Yang Chris punya cake business that doing very well. So tadi saya sebut dekat mana Chris, Penang dengan KL and JB, and then Chris want to the factory I think is only JB and KL. You forgotten your factory. I still remember your factory is at JB and KL lah, Chris. Now your business very good You want to open one cake factory, example at Pahang, There's there are few locations in Pahang lah. Then you want to make a decision which one you should invest, where you should invest. So we're going to talk about this also, decision making lah. We call it decision making. Decision making. Yang ini, what happened to my pen? Yeah. Beside Lee and who else that ambil business statistik dengan PM Dr. Yap Ati? Ada tak? Tak ada? Okay, kalau you ambil business statistik dengan PM Dr. Ati, then PM Dr. Ati dia chapter 4 dia ajar. Chapter 14. during your batch, right, chapter 14 is scheduling. Business statistics. At that time, ada 3 lecturer yang ajar lah. Dr. Ati, Dr. AJ and me. Dr. AJ and me, we know that scheduling, forecasting was scheduling. Apalah saya ni dah penat. Forecasting. Me and Dr. AJ, we didn't cover chapter 14 because we know chapter 14 ada dekat management science. Tak patut cover dekat business statistics. So we didn't cover chapter 14. Because and then at that time, Dr. Ati, I think during your time, that was the first time he teach. He was not from our department lah. He transferred from human resource, right? He transferred to my panel. So that was the first time that he did. So dia dah cover chapter 14. So kalau macam itu, people like Lee and Heather, I think you should. Dia orang dah belajar ni lah. You remember, Heather? You remember you learned something called forecasting?
No, I don't remember.
That's what I have to tell you lah. Walaupun Heather dengan Lee dah belajar, tapi don't worry lah. Sure pun dah lupa lah. Dah berapa semester, dia dah pulang semua pada Dr. Ati. So, subsequently, I think last year lah. Last year, kita ada satu workshop. Kita dah highlight this. Kalau you tengok business statistic yang syllabus baru ini, chapter 14 dah tak ada. Dia dah tak ada forecasting. Forecasting akan cover dekat management side. So the last chapter yang kita nak cover is forecasting lah. So this is what I try to tell you. Means, saya dah explain pada you what is systematic or what is scientific approach. Then what are the problem that you want to solve? Or how you're going to apply this in the in the industry environment. You're going to learn something called product mix. Cake A, B, C, D. Cake mana satu? Cake A nak produce berapa? Cake B nak produce berapa? You're going to learn berapa kuantiti nak hantar daripada kilang kepada outlet. Kerja ni nak kasih contractor siap berapa? Forecasting, queuing dengan investment decision making. Ini yang kita akan cover for the whole semester. Management style teknik ini banyak. This is semua dia. So untuk modul ini, salah tekan. Untuk modul ini kita hanya akan cover yang ini saja. Remember yang cerita cake A, B, C, D, cake A berapa nak produce, B nak berapa. Ini kita akan cover dekat sini yang kita panggil dia linear programming. Okay. Dan transportation kita cover 2 bahagian. Transportation dekat sini dan transportation dekat sini sikit. Assignment dekat sini. Then kita akan cover forecasting. Then queuing analysis. Queuing dengan decision analysis lah. Then other topic like probability and statistics kita cover dekat business mathematics dengan business statistics. Then project network ia akan cover dekat project management. We're going to take project management next semester. Okay, yang lain ini non-linear. Non-linear mana? Non-linear APH. Yang game theory non-linear. Game theory dulu kan? Dulu. Nasib baik lah. Dulu game theory is in our module dah. Game theory ialah topik yang semua student takut akan nangis. So kita dah keluarkan. Dan kita ganti by forecasting lah. Then game theory tak ada dalam syllabus. Then non-linear game theory dengan yang lain kan. AHP kita pindah kepada master. Kalau one day you want to continue study, if you are taking master top course lah, bukan research, then you will take another subject. Subject itu nama dia exactly sama, management science. Tapi dia start dengan M lah. Dia mungkin akan jumpa saya lagi. Then we will talk about non-linear dengan game theory dengan yang lain. So that is the introduction to management science. So to recap management science, we want to solve management problem. Then how to solve? We are using a scientific approach. So saya pun dah terangkan what is scientific approach using a simple example. Then I also share with you what are the different type of problem. Okay. Then the last thing there is our module, we call it as a measurement science. So example, when I was in faculty mechanical, when I was taking my first degree, dekat FKM dulu, I was learning the same subject, but the name of the subject is called operation research. Dia sama lah. The nature of the content is sama, but the name of the subject is slightly different. Then example, your friend in accounting. Your friend in accounting, dia ada satu subject yang kita panggil dia quantitative method for decision making. That is also management science. And therefore, the software is called QM, like quantitative method. So they are the same. Pendek kata tiga subjek ini sebenarnya sama, hanya nama tak sama saja. Okay. So that is for. Oh, faham tak? Is it clear?
Yeah,
Why
very
keep
clear.
lah? I shouldn't keep. Alamak. I should delete that. Okay, let me stop recording. All right. So by saying so, you should have better understanding that what appear on the screen now, Chris. Okay, so as per usual lah, saya dah siap kerja saya. Then you tak siap lagi. Okay. Then kalau if you understand apa yang saya explain tadi, sure you dah understand what is our lesson plan, you see. Daripada minggu 2, 3, 4, 5 itu kita sampai sini. Yang minggu 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sampai 7 kan. We are going to use linear programming to solve, like develop model and solving model for product mix yang cake A, cake B, cake C, cake D itu kan. Then kita tu akan develop model for transportation. Then we're going to solve the transportation model on week 8 dengan assignment. Ini kan transportation. If you ask me I would say 1 minggu untuk transportation dengan assignment tak cukup lah. Memang tak cukup masa dia. So I will try to push this do it faster so we can have sufficient time. Then after that, lepas semester break, kita akan cerita forecasting 2 minggu. Queuing theory itu tak berapa susah lah. Bukan tak berapa susah, dia susah juga lah. Queuing theory 1 minggu, then decision making 1 minggu. So, that is the lesson plan. Soalan? Soalan? Tak ada soalan? Apa tak ada soalan?
Doktor,
May I ask question?
Ya.
yang apa tu QM for Windows tu kena download siap-siap ke?
Kita akan start guna QM for Windows minggu. Lebih baik minggu 4 dah ada lah. Sebab minggu 5 kita dapat. Mungkin minggu 4 kita dah perlu guna.
Okay.
Dia tu senang download. Dia tak macam Minitab. Minitab itu dia commercial software. Susah. QM for Windows itu senang. Dia free for student.
Okay, doktor.
Then what appear on the screen now? Lee, any problem, Lee? Anything you want to ask? This is the first class with me. What do you think, Lee?
No problem.
No problem. Hazel, any problem? You want to ask? Or any comment?
No, very clear.
Okay. Sekejap saja 4 orang dah scan lah. Tanya soalan tak jawab, scan itu cepat. Oh, yo. Kalau ada apa-apa soalan, then boleh WhatsApp saya.
Tanya. Group project berapa orang, Doktor? Satu
Ha?
group project.
Saya belum decide lagi. Anissa, belum decide lagi. Nanti kita discuss tengok macam mana lah.
Doktor nak double confirm. Esok ada kelas ke tak, Doktor?
Tak ada, esok tak ada.
Okay.
Esok tak ada. Kita, tapi yang minggu depan itu saya akan kata besar kemungkinan ada lah. Esok tak ada. Okay, kalau tak ada apa, siapa yang dah scan itu nak leave the meeting, then you can leave lah. Okay? Then see you again next week, 8 o'clock sharp, Wednesday.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, bye everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Doktor.
Thanks, bye, thanks.
Bye, Doktor.